Hello, everyone. I am Tracy G, or you can call me the connector, Tracy G. And this is the From the Heart YouTube channel. And I'm also going to be putting this information on Spotify. So hold on a second here while I multitask. And oh, wait, I'm on the wrong app. Well, anyway, here, I'm just going to pause this. Hopefully I can just start it up again when I'm ready. Hold on. What I'm going to do is I am going to summarize what Casey Armstrong and I talked about. And that podcast I did last Wednesday, or it was the 28th. It was a Wednesday, like the end of September. We were supposed to go on again this coming Wednesday, and this is October 4th today, so the 6th. However, Casey is unavailable because of some illness. So we are waiting, and we're going to do the sequel to my Tracy G from the Heart podcast on his Business News Network on October 20th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, if you want to check that out. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to just tell you basically a synopsis of what Casey Armstrong and I talked about in my interview, or you can just go listen to it yourself, but stay here. I'll probably give you some other information here that's probably not even on that. So anyway, so who am I? Okay, my name is Tracy G, Tracy Gillis. I am a energy worker. I am a massage therapist. I also have my own production company, York Productions LLC. You can go to yorkproductionsllc.com if you want to check out some of the books that I have written and edited with my mom, and then also just help get out to the world. Some other ones from Jim Ebert. He is a friend of mine at the lake. So anyway, you can go to yorkproductionsllc.com if you want to check those out. I do have 2 children's books out, and then I also do have a Universe by Taylor Knight. That's also me. I have lots of different names because I have lots of different genres and I have lots of different things. So that's why I am bringing everything down to Tracy G from the heart, because everything comes from my heart. All 3 of these businesses are very close to my heart. They all have their own specific purpose to help raise your vibration, your frequency, mind, body, spirit. Okay, mind is with the books, you know, getting into your mind and getting you to when you're reading these books, rethink about what you believe, using your and why you believe what you believe. You know, is it a recording in your head from when you were a child? You know, did mom always say that's just the way it is, or dad said because I said so, and this is what you had to believe, this is what you're supposed to do? Are you, as an adult, still listening to those recordings in your head? And that's what conscious choice, what I'm going to be talking about today in my conscious choice series talks about. All the different aspects of having conscious choice, not just being hold on, my phone's buzzing. I hope I didn't, hold on. Sorry guys, maybe I'll edit this out. By the way, I need an editor for to teach me how to do these editing, you know, to do these video clips and to edit and to do some cool effects and stuff. So if you start seeing fun effects happen and stuff, then you know I manifested myself a good editor. But in the meantime, yeah, I just want to get this information out there. And you'll just, I humbly apologize if it's not entertaining enough for you. I doubt that's true. But anyway, okay. So today, here, I'm going to show the people that are watching my YouTube channel, Tracy G from the Heart. I do have this, I am doing this on Spotify at the same time. See, I'm trying to use both at the same time. So I'm trying to do some stuff. Anyway, so I'm showing them So this is what I'm going to try to do today is, okay, so I'm giving you a summary of my podcast, Spotify. You can go to Podcast Business News Network, or you can actually on Spotify. I am on there under Tracy G from the Heart. And that's, well, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Tracy G from the Heart, you already know that. Okay. So, and my Conscious Choice series, today's episode 2, and which is named The Enemy Within. So one of the things I told Casey Armstrong was that there is an enemy within all of us. It's just part of our persona. It's part of being human. But when any one of these energies or parts of our personality, I guess you could call them, get out of whack, they can really plunge you into some really negative stuff and some really negative habits and some really negative ways of being. You can literally be putting yourself into hell on earth. So think about your last weekend. Think about last weekend. How was it? Do you remember feeling joy? Did you laugh? Did you feel relaxed? Were you walking on eggshells? Were you fearful? Were you angry? Were you joyful? Were you content? What were you like? Okay. The enemy within will never let you feel actual joy and happiness for a very extended period of time. You are usually in those negative emotions of fear or guilt, shame, anger, frustration. Okay. If you're feeling those things, one of these enemies within has got their claws into you, and I want to help remove them from you. At least their claws. They're still going to be there, but kind of like taming the cat. So they quit scratching you, right? So that you got to live with them, because while you're here in your human body, you don't have a choice. You have to work with these parts of your personality, and they're all lower vibrational, people. They're all lower vibrational, and I will prove to you why. Okay. Now I'm gonna get up and do some pictures up here for the people that are watching on Tracy G from the Heart on YouTube. Okay, so the first one is ego. And ego has to be in control. Cannot say I'm sorry. Cannot say I'm sorry, okay? Because it cannot be wrong. Ego cannot be wrong. And it needs to be in control because it doesn't trust anyone. Okay? In control, cannot say I'm sorry. Has to be, and it's all about me, me, me. Ego is all about me. Me, me, me. Nobody else matters. Even my loved ones, my friends, they all belong to me. They're my property in a ego-based personality. Now, one thing, if you watched my episode 1, I talked to a lady who didn't see the ego as bad. And I'm going to say 100% that I disagree. 100% disagree. Now, what she was talking about was self-confidence. Self-confidence and ego are two different things. Ego has to have its own way. You look it up. Ego overall means edge God out, means it's nobody else but me. Okay, now that is how I'm defining ego. If you want to switch it up or whatever, that's fine, but I just like to keep it simple and to the point. And ego is not, it is one of the main evils and can be an evil in society. Because when you're in your ego and it's all about me, 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 and not about you, I can hurt you. I can defile you. I can abuse you because it's all about me and what I want. Ego does not care about other people. Your self-confidence and self-control and your soul trusts other people, loves other people, has empathy for other people. But if you are 100% in your ego, you don't care. And you're not going to have a capacity to feel love, to get into those emotions, other than when it happens to you. How do you think psychopaths happen? How do you think people kill people and don't even have any remorse? Because those people who are serial killers, when they actually get caught and they're going to be killed, they are the biggest babies because it's all about them. Oh, now I understand. No, this is scary because it's happening to me. But before that, I had no empathy for anyone but myself. Okay, so that is what I am talking about when I say ego. Those people who it's all about me, no one else. I cannot say I'm sorry. I cannot see your point of view because I have to be right. I have to be in control. And, you know, me personally, I had a huge ego when I was a little kid. I thought the world did revolve around me because I had parents that were very entitled, you know, entitlement. They gave me everything and they didn't want to say no to me. And they didn't want to, you know, be embarrassed when I would have a fit. So they just give me the toy, you know. Don't do that to your kids, by the way, people. You are making monsters. You are making ego-based monsters when you make a child entitled. And don't give them any rules and it's all about them and they don't have to worry about how anybody else feels. That is just very destructive for their soul, okay? Because your soul is the one that can say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, you were right, let's do it your way, okay? If you have an ego that is really being pissed off right now at this information, you need to reach past that ego and see you are not your ego to get your ego under control. And you need to start saying, I'm sorry, you were right, let's do it your way. Or, you know, so ego, if you have problems saying I'm sorry, it's because you always have to be right. And that is not you, that is your ego. But if you don't get it under control, you're never going to feel actual love, compassion, empathy for others because it's all about you. And you need to do things for other people, not because you have to, because you want to. You have to step out of your ego in order to do things like that. And without any expectations of getting something in return, that is the key. If you are getting something out of it in return, then you're still feeding your ego. If you're doing it because it's going to help your friend and that just makes you happy to see them smiling, or that child has got food in their belly, so that makes you happy, but you're not getting any fame for it. You're not putting it all over Facebook that, hey, I gave, you know, $200 to such, you know, to get all of the recognition. Once you get recognition, you're feeding your ego. Okay. All right. So next one. So we got 3 of them: ego, victim mentality, and I'm going to tell you the third one too is pain body. So those are the 3. Victim mentality, we're going to talk about next. Okay, victim mentality, they're sorry all the time. It's always their fault. So they have the opposite problem. And that's why the ego people and the victim mentality people get along so well. They're all on the same page. Victim thinks they deserve it, and ego person says, yeah, you do. That's how you get a lot of abusive relationships that work really well, because the ego person can never say they're sorry, and the victim person says, yeah, you're right, it's never your fault, it's always my fault. Victim mentality people, you need to take back control, take back the power of your own choices, of making yourself happy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be treated with respect. And you need to take that control back, take that power back from the ego people in your life. And it's not easy. I'm not saying you're gonna have to go and divorce them right now or anything like that, but you do need to start standing up for yourself. You do need to take baby steps to start loving yourself and to take the power back. One of the things I said in the Casey Armstrong interview was I gave an example of victim mentality and how dangerous, almost more dangerous than the ego people, okay, that think that they are their ego. And we all have these enemies within us, and they are always going to be there because they do help us with the caveman thing, you know, like to keep us alive. You know, the ego, if you weren't part of my clan, I knew that you might try to kill or rob us. So yeah, you weren't me, you weren't part of me, so I can kill you or destroy you and I can feel okay about it. Problem is, and now in this time, we're not in the Renaissance, we're not in the medieval days where swords and, you know, you had to kill people. We don't need to kill anymore. And Mother Earth and this reality, enough is enough. We need to start raising in vibration. So we need to know who the real enemy is. And it is these parts of ourself. It's a very personal war, people. It's so, you couldn't get any more personal. It's within you. You need to fight the enemy within yourself. The ego that tells you you can never be wrong, or the victim mentality that says you can never be right. You need to set them aside. And in this Conscious Choice series, I want to give you ideas. And then actually in my whole YouTube channel, Tracy G from the Heart, I will give you tools here and there to help you to raise your vibration, to stay out of these, because all of these three, ego, victim mentality, and pain body, they all have the same, they're all on the same frequency. They're all in those lower vibrations of fear, anger, guilt, shame. And the big ones are fear and anger, okay? So if you feel fear or angry or shame or sadness all the time, those are all lower vibrations that these guys are in charge of, okay? So ego, victim mentality, and pain. Okay, so anyway, back to the victim mentality. I did give an example of victim mentality and why it's so dangerous. A friend of mine was downtown Fargo, and she saw these people gathered around with their phones out, and they're just recording. And she's like, what is going on? And she changed her angle a little bit. There was a guy beating the crap out of another guy that he had him wedged between a car and the street and the curb, okay? Wedged in there between a car and a curb. And he was kicking him and hitting him. And all these people, victim mentality, stood there with their phones. Just, oh, I'm just gonna record this so that I'm doing my best. No, you're not doing your best. You're letting someone get beat right in front of you and you're looking at your flipping phone. Victim mentality is the worst of all of them because you are not taking responsibility for yourself. Nothing can be your fault because you don't have the power. Anything could happen to me until so-and-so or so-and-so does something. I have no power. So I'm just going to let people get hurt. I'm going to let, things happen in my family. I'm going to let things happen to me because I have no power. Yes, you do. Get out of the victim mentality. Quit listening to your own flipping lies. You do have the power. You can stand up. You can move forward. You can get away. You can run across the street like my friend did and yell. It's like, she didn't know what she was going to do when she got there, but by God, she knew she had to do something. So she ran at the guy, hey, get off of him. And the guy saw her running at him and he took off. She didn't know what was going to happen in those seconds getting up to there, but she just trusted the law of the universe that, hey, I can't stand here and let this happen. Evil wins when good people stand by and do nothing. Evil wins when good people stand by and do nothing. So I want you to start embracing you. listening to your heart. Conscious choice. What is unconscious choice? I told you in the beginning, it's when you are listening to those recordings from your childhood, from the way you were raised, that maybe don't agree with, you don't really agree with anymore, but that's what they taught you, and you have never grown. You have never checked, researched, looked into why you believe what you believe. You've just followed the norm, followed the crowd. And then if you're in a real racist or sexist or, part of the country or nation or world where everybody treats people badly, like women in some parts of this world, I would not be able to be here showing this much skin, you gotta, and traditions, sorry, this is one of those side notes that you would not have gotten on his station. I believe that the ego and victim mentality, they both use religion, tradition, bad things, the way that, things have been. Oh, that's our tradition. Oh, that's our religion. Oh, that's the way it's always been, as an excuse to keep people down, to discriminate against women, children, race, social backgrounds. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. And we use it as, oh, but that's our tradition. That's our religion. That's what is, the way it's always been. If you are hurting other people, if you are keeping people down because of your beliefs, I just want you to think about it. Does it still make sense? And that, I'm not going to go any further on that one because I don't want to ruffle too many feathers, which I've probably already, but no, seriously, whenever you are controlling people, pushing people down, not giving people rights, not giving people a chance because of who they are, how they look. If you discriminate because of race, color, sex, age, all discrimination is wrong. And I'm sure I've missed a couple more there too. Any kind of discrimination based on anything other than that person that's in front of you, you talking to them and making an assessment of that person with them, not by any stereotypes, not discriminating because of what color they are, what age they are, what sex they are, what their sexual orientations are. You need to talk to that person personally before you come across it with an open mind. Get this ego out of the way. Get this victim mentality out of the way. Don't let them be the filters before you talk to someone. Talk to someone, look them in the eyes. You can tell a lot by someone's eyes. And from a long ways away too, honestly. If they are someone that you can trust or at least feels comfortable with. So I'm just asking you to dive deep. And, and this is only episode 2. I'm going to be doing at least 2 or 3 more episodes, and I'm going to actually have some interviews. So where I'm doing the interviewing instead of being interviewed. So, okay. So victim mentality, don't give your power away, people. You do have a choice. So, and just love yourself as much as I would love, excuse me, as much as I would love to stand up for you, I need to help you to learn how to stand up for yourself. I need to teach you how to stand up for yourself. Okay. So the third one, and then I'm going to be done for today. The third one we talked about is pain body. And that one, I'm going to get into more next time. But because pain body is, okay, I'm going to explain it to you very simply. Okay. Pain body is that little bit of yourself that actually enjoys being miserable. Okay. And some people, it's not so little of a thing. It's not that little bit of themselves that enjoys being miserable. Some people just enjoy being miserable. Okay? That's not a way to live. Quit enjoying your misery. Quit making excuses and saying that, oh, this is my life, this is what's happened, blah, 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 blah. That is ego. Both of them are all of those are all about me, by the way. You can't care about anybody else when you are that obsessed with yourself. Okay? So push out of those. Center yourself. I'm going to put out a quick little, I guess it would be a meditation that I do every morning. Ground, clear, protect. And it's ground, clear, renew, and protect, to kind of ground myself for the day, clear out the cobwebs, push out any negative energy, refill myself up with the light of the universe and those higher vibrational frequencies that are all around us. Raise yourself up, see yourself floating to the top of this really deep pool, and just letting go of those weights of victim mentality and ego and pain body. Any scenarios that you have in your head, rewrite the ending, let it go, let them go, like you're holding him in your hands, and just float up by letting go of the negative is what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Okay. But with that, let me see if I forgot anything else here. Okay. Okay, I told you about those question. Oh yeah, I am going to have a question answer session October 20th at 10:45 a.m. on my Facebook page, which is at York Productions LLC, YORK Productions, PRODUCTIONS LLC. Or you can also probably find it on Facebook at TFM Fargo, which is Time for Me Fargo, which is my Time for Me Massage Facebook page. Okay, and you can also email me at reallyloveyourlife@gmail.com. reallyloveyourlife@gmail.com. You can also follow me on TikTok, Tracy G from the Heart, or you can get one of my books if you want. Go to Amazon Books, and it's called Universe by Taylor Knight. So there's all the information I think that I needed to make sure you knew about. Like I said, question and answer session, October 20th, 10:45 a.m. If you have questions that you want to ask before that, you can go to reallyloveyourlife@gmail.com and just send me a question. And I will probably answer your question on that October 20th question and answer session. Or if I get a lot of feedback before then, I will answer them sometime this month before then. Okay. Well, with that, that's all I have for you today. I am Tracy G, and this is Tracy G from the Heart. Hoping that you have a wonderful evening. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Treat your spouse like your best friend tonight, or your significant other as your best friend instead of the way you always treat them. Think of them as a new friend that you're trying to impress, and see what that does with your relationship. All right. Well, you guys have a great night, and I will see you soon.